Hi friends, today's session let's look at the topic 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. Very recently Supreme Court given the judgment on 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act. It is a 5-judge constitutional bench of Supreme Court headed by the Chief Justice U. Lalit. It is a 3:2 majority decision upheld the validity of the 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act, which provides 10% reservation in the government jobs and educational institutions to the economically weaker sections of society. C. A constitutional bench of the Supreme Court upheld the validity of the 103rd Constitutional Amendment, which provides 10% reservation in government jobs and educational institutions to the economically weaker sections of society. But it excludes the poorest of poor among scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, socially and educationally backward classes SCBC, and other backward classes OBC from its scope. Why it excluded those categories? Because except SCs and STs, most of the positions are appropriated by the economically stronger sections belonging to the SCBC. And if it is there that economic restrictions are needed, reservation already made for them, efforts should be made for their improvement. It is a separate class of EWS without affecting the special right of reservation provided to SCBCs, STs, SCs and OBCs. Even the SC, ST, SCBC, OBC members had been treated as a separate category for the purpose of the 50% reservation. Now they cannot be treated at par with citizens belonging to the general or unreserved category. See, it is a 5-judge bench judgment, 3:2 majority decision. Who are the judges involved? Dinesh Maheshwari, Bela M. Trivedi and J.B. Faridwala delivered the majority opinions on the 5-judge bench in an hour-long session. Next, equals cannot be treated as unequals. Unequals cannot be treated as equally. Treating unequals as equals will upend the doctrine of equality in Article number 14. C. Article 14. Article 14 involves equality before law and equal protection of law. The concept of equality before law originated from the British Constitution. Here, no person is above the law. Every individual person is equal to the eyes of law. It is a negative concept. Next one, equal protection of law. The concept of equal protection of law originated under the US Constitution. It is regarded as positive concept. Equal protection of law means equality of treatment in equal circumstances. It means among equals, the laws should be equal and equally administered. The like should be treated alike and alike should not be treated like. It also means that all persons that are similarly prohibits equality of treatment in dissimilar circumstances and inequality of treatment in similar circumstances. What it seeks to ensure is equality among equals. It recognized all individuals do not have equal talent, but all individuals should be given opportunities to develop their talents. It seeks to protect persons who are similarly placed against discriminatory treatment. Therefore, it allows the government to classify people into different groups based on reasonable ground, and such a classification is subject to judicial review. Why I am telling this one? See, the reservation policy followed by government in favor of backward classes in public employment and in case of admission of institutions is constitutionally justified under equal protection of law. See, it is not violated the basic structure of the Constitution. Justice Maheshwari took the expansive view that reservation was an instrument of affirmative action by the state, and should not confine it to SCs, STs, SCBCs and the non-creamy layer of the OBCs, but also include any class or session so disadvantages so to answer the description of weaker sessions. What is affirmative action? The practice of inequality to promote equality. This is known as affirmative action. For example, reservation to the women, to reduce the discrimination of women. The three judges in the majority held that reservation on economic criterion alone did not violate the basic structure of the Constitution. What is basic structure of the Constitution? The basic structure doctrine is a common law legal doctrine that the constitution of a sovereign state has certain characteristics that cannot be erased by its legislator. The present position is that Parliament under Article 368 can amend any part of the Constitution, including the fundamental rights, but without affecting the basic structure of the Constitution. From the various judgments, basic structure of the Constitution is emerged. Those are C. Supremacy of the Constitution. Next, sovereign, democratic and republican nature of the Indian polity. Next one, secular character of the Constitution. Next one, separation of powers between the legislature, the executive and the judiciary. Next one, federal character of the Constitution, unity and integrity of the nation, welfare states, judicial review, freedom and dignity of the individual, parliamentary system, rule of law, harmony and balance between fundamental rights and directive principles, principle of equality, free and fair elections, independence of judiciary, limited power of parliament to amend the constitution, effective access to justice, principles underlining fundamental rights, powers of the Supreme Court under Article 32, 136, 141 and 142, powers of the High Courts under Article 226 and 227. These all are comes under the basic structure of the Constitution. Next, coming to background of reservation for EWS in educational institutions. See, Indira Sahani versus Union of India 1992, Supreme Court gave the landmark judgment which deal with the most lagging and sensitive issue of reservation for backward classes based on reports by Kelkar Commission and Mandal Commission. According to it, the overall reservation in favor of BCs including SCs and STs shall not exceed 50% under any circumstances. In this, Supreme Court held that Article 16 Clause 4 is an enabling clause. It means without Article 16 Clause 4, the state cannot provide reservation in favor of backward classes including SCs and STs, and it is article alone confers the power of state to provide reservation in public employment in favor of BCs. Article 16 Clause 4 does not confer the fundamental right on backward class. It only confers the power of state to provide for reservation. The reservation in public employment providing purely on discrimination of state. In 2019, the central government issued orders providing 10% reservation to the economically weaker sections, EWS, in addition to the educational institutions and civil posts and services in the government of India. The benefit of this reservation can be availed by the persons belonging to the EWS who are not covered under any of the existing schemes of the reservation for SCs, STs and OBCs. This reservation was facilitated by the 103rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 2019. Here, the state is empowered to make any special provision for the advancement of any economically weaker sections of citizens. Further, the state is allowed to make a provision for the reservation of up to 10% of seats for Such sessions in admission to educational institutions, including private educational institutions, whether aided or unaided by the state, except the minority educational institutions. The 10% AWS quota does not affect the 50% on reservation. 50% rule formed by the Supreme Court in the Indira Sahani judgment in 1992 was not inflexible. The 103rd Constitutional Amendment, which permits the state to make special provisions, cannot be said to breach the basic structure of the Constitution. Reservation and representation provided in Article 15 and Article 16 of the Constitution, it could be way forward leading to an egalitarian, casteless and classless society. Objective of economic emancipation could have been better achieved if the income-based reservation had been thrown open to all sections of the society. Next, eligibility criteria laid down in this regard is as follows. What is the eligibility criteria for EWS for reservation? First one, persons whose family has gross annual income below 8 lakh are to be identified as EWS for the benefit of reservation. The income would include income from all sources, that is salary, agriculture, business, profession, etc. And it would be income for the financial year prior to the year of application. It means if the income of the family is below 8 lakhs, they are eligible to the reservation of economically weaker section category, EWS category. Next criteria is persons whose family owns or possesses any one of the following assets are to be excluded from being identified as EWS category, irrespective of the family income. First one, 5 acres of agricultural land and above. If the person having 5 acres of agricultural land, they are not comes under category of EWS. They are not eligible to the reservation under the EWS. Next one, residential plot of 1000 square feet and above. If the persons are family having residential plot of 1000 square feet and above, then those are not fall into the category of EWS. They are also not eligible to the reservation under the EWS. Next one, residential plot of 100 square yards and above in notified municipalities. If the persons are family residential plot of 100 square yards and above in notified municipalities are not eligible to the reservation under EWS category. Next one, residential plot of 200 square yards and above in areas other than notified municipalities are not eligible to the EWS category. Next one, the property held by a family in different locations or different places or cities would be clubbed while applying the land or property holding test to determine EWS status. It means if the family having the property in different locations, they all are combined and to test whether the person or family eligible to the reservation or not under the EWS category. Next one, family for this purpose would include the person who seeks benefit of reservation, his or her parents and siblings below the age of 18 years, as also his or her spouse and children below the age of 18 years comes under the EWS category. These all are comes under the eligibility criteria of reservation under the EWS category. Thank you, friends. If you like my presentation, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.